So initially I wrote to you guys because Ellen has been doing a project in Libby Hill Park, and I have been just amazed by all the effort that she's put into it and all the organization that's gone through it. So I figured that someone needed to hear about this. It's very important to the community and everyone, and for everybody to enjoy it.
What started is I live right on the park, and I had noticed that the overlook garden and the roundabout, although they're planted, weren't really being weeded anymore and were getting overgrown. So I'm on the Churchill Association Parks Committee and brought that up in a meeting, and of course they turned around and said, Ellen, why don't you figure out what we can do about that? So that's how I became in charge of trying to figure that out.
I tell people I'm the muscle. So I support Ellen, and then all the digging and all that kind of stuff, I help with all the other volunteers.
I've always been passionate about gardening. It's, being a doctor was a very stressful thing, and my release always was to go out in the yard and pull weeds and plant. And when we moved here, I have a teeny yard that was already planted, so I had to find another avenue. So every Wednesday I go down and weed on the load line with capital trees, and that turned out to be very useful, as when we decided to take on this project, I went to Mary Petrus, who's the head gardener for Capital Trees, and said, okay, how do I do this? So she came up here, and she's the one who put together the plan of, okay, this is what I would put in. And then Barbara Cotter and Cokie McDonald helped me with, okay, how do we coordinate that with the city, since it's their property, and get their okay. The Parks Department have been lovely, because sure, they would love somebody else to take on the project and put it together and then maintain it, and that's what we're going to do. The last one was fun. That was just numerous volunteers from the neighborhood, and the Virginia Daffodil Society was awesome, and I gave them a budget of $1,000, and they decided that that wasn't enough to do how many daffodils we wanted, so they talked a bunch of the historical growers into giving us daffodils for free. So instead of $1,000, we got almost 1,400 daffodils for $800 total. So they helped us. They came to the planting, and the neighborhood all dug in 1,400 daffodils. So I can't wait till spring to see how that looks.